Ammon Bundy, son of loosely affiliated sovereign citizens movement Cliven Bundy, took over the Malheur, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, Malheur Wildlife Refuge headquarters in Burns, Oregon, protesting against the prosecution of 2 local ranchers. Now, I'm not going to get into further detail of the 100-plus armed militants who just marched into the building and still hold it, because you can read about it anywhere. And I really don't want to chime in and say the same shit every other progressive social media site or online publication is already saying regarding white male privilege, because Bundy is already reminding us, and all these little dregs of YouTube and the Meatverse, that white male privilege is indeed a real, tangible thing, just like the patriarchy. Instead, I want to talk to you about this man. This is Fred Hampton, a Black Panther Party member and leader of Chicago, who was murdered in his sleep, in his home, by Chicago police in a hail of bullets on December 4th, 1969. There was no standoff at all in that situation. The police decided at 4 a.m., armed with a warrant, an illegal weapons raid, to come to his apartment. Fred Hampton's girlfriend was asleep next to him, when the team of officers split into 2 groups, one for the front of the building and one for the back. They forced their way into the apartment. They shot Mark Clark, a Panther member who was sitting on the couch of the living room on guard duty while the gun was still only in his lap. He died instantly because he was shot in the heart. His weapon did fire after Clark was shot, and that was the only weapon of the Panthers that was fired that morning. Fred was still in bed, and as medical examiners and testimony of the FBI informant William O'Neill would confirm, Hampton was under the influence of a powerful barbiturate given to him by William O'Neill himself, and it was later revealed by O'Neill that he also gave the FBI the floor plans to Hampton's apartment. Because Hampton was still asleep from the drug, the police dragged him out of his bed when they discovered that he was only shot in the shoulder from the indiscriminate hail of bullets in the apartment. So they dragged him out of his bed, dragged him to the hallway of his apartment, and they shot Fred Hampton point blank in the head. Afterwards, they dragged Hampton's girlfriend out into the street where they beat her and arrested her. Now, let's see how the drag drama will unfold in Oregon. I will tell you now that they will fare better than Hampton and Mark Clark. But like I said, I didn't want to talk about the obvious. I'd rather draw y'all's attention to Colin Malloy. Now, in case you don't know who he is, Colin is a writer and lead singer-songwriter of the band The Decemberists. They've never really been one of my favorite bands, but I did like the Rake song. Anyway, Colin has decided to make fun of the Bundy Rebellion by tweeting chapters of a homoerotic take on the Bundy cattlemen. I think the chapters are funny, and now others are joining in by creating their own chapters. I think I will add a story myself where Sargon of Akkad, Milos, blah, 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 Breitbart, I can't really pronounce his last name, Paul Elam, and who else can we add to the mix there? How about Oz? You know, he's my new favorite target. Oz. And they all joined the merry band of militiamen bravely standing for white malehood. The end. Anyway, this was the Garage Autonomous. Peace.